Hello and welcome to the second session of Introduction to PHP. In this session, we will be discussing about the syntax and the variables that are used in PHP. Now, variables are those whose value can vary at any time during the execution of the program. Now, variables have a declaration rule which are listed in the slide on your screen. They are case sensitive, they can be declared anywhere in the script, always preceded with $sign, must start with a letter or an underscore character, can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. They need no command for declaring and they are created at the moment of first assignment. That is, whenever you create or declare a variable, they are automatically created at that particular moment. Some of the examples of the variables declared with PHP are in the given example. You'll see that within the PHP code snippet, we have declared a txt variable which again proceeds with $sign. So it says $txt is equal to hello world. In this case, $txt would gain the value hello world. The next line is an example where we assign a value of 5 to a variable $x, and then in the next line we have a variable that is declared by saying $y is equal to 10.5. With the examples that were shown in the previous screen, there are a few points that you must know. PHP is loosely typed. When we say loosely typed, you do not need to tell the data type of the variable when you are declaring it or assigning a value to it. PHP automatically converts the data type as per the assigned value. Outputting format. PHP uses echo statement to output the variable's value. In the example below, we declare a variable named $lang is equal to PHP, and when we say echo double quotes I love $lang, it prints out echo I love PHP. With variables, there is a scope associated. The scope of a variable is the part of the script where the variable can be referenced and or used. They can have one of the three scopes, namely global, static, and local. A variable that is declared outside a function can only be accessed outside the function. For example, the given example below on your slide. We declare the x equal to 5, which is in global scope, but when we try to use it inside the function myTest, it does not work. But when we print it outside the function, it does print the value. Declared within a function can only be accessed within that function. This is an example of local variable. In the given example below, we declare the variable x is equal to 5 within the function myTest. When we print it within this function, it does print it, but when we try to print it outside that function, it generates an error. The global keyword. Global keyword basically is used to access the global variable within the function. For example, if you declare a variable x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 10 outside the function, you can use global dollar x, comma global dollar y, and then use these variables to do manipulations within that function. So when we print, use this function by calling it using my test and then echo y, it outputs the value 15 as we have assigned a new value to y, which is x plus y, that becomes 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. All global variables are also stored in an array called $globals. The index basically specifies the variable name. $global index is also accessible from within the functions and can also be used to update the global variables directly. The static keyword. Static keyword is used to mark a variable as static. It persists the local variable in memory with its data even at the end of its scope. So in the example below, we define a function myTest and we assign a static variable $x, a value of 0. We echo x and then increment it by using an incremental operator, that is $x plus plus. Now if we call this function 3 times, it would print it 0, 1 and 2, because the value of x is now static and every time the incremental operator executes, it increments the value of x from 0 to 1 and then from 1 to 2. So we have called this function 3 times, so it increases the value from 0 then to 1 and then to 2. Outputting data. PHP offers two statements to output data, echo and print. Example of echo: PHP echo h2 PHP is fun, and closing the h2 tag. Print h2 PHP is fun and closing of the h2 tag. Difference between the echo versus print. Echo returns you no value. Print returns you a value of 1, so it can be used in expressions. Echo can take multiple parameters. Print has only one parameter. Echo is marginally faster and print is marginally slower. Echo can be used with or without parentheses. As you can see from the example in the slide, echo, I am about to learn PHP, and in the second line, echo this, comma, string, comma, was, comma, made, comma, with multiple parameters. Outputting variables, you can see the example, $lang is equal to PHP, and when we say echo I love $lang, it prints I love PHP. Print can also be used with or without parentheses. As you can see from the example below, print I am about to learn PHP. And in the same way, $lang is equal to PHP, and print I love $lang prints I love PHP. Thank you for your time for the presentation. We'll continue with our next session soon.